I married the man I deeply love, and finally we became the couple I had always dreamed of. To top it all off, we were even holding a wedding ceremony blessed by so many people. Being able to marry the one I love, I was sure my parents in heaven would be happy. That's what I thought, but I had no idea about the tragedy that awaited me. I will never forgive those who ruined everything. I am going to get back at them. My name is Mary. I was proposed to by Thomas, my boyfriend who is 2 years older than me, and we got married when I was 27. I lost my father when I was very young, and my mother passed away due to illness 2 years ago. Thomas supported me both physically and emotionally when I was at my lowest. We got married on the anniversary of our 2.5 years of dating and started a blissful newlywed life. Due to my husband's busy work schedule, we decided to have the wedding ceremony when things calmed down. On my husband's days off, we went to the wedding venue and started preparing for our wedding. We had the date of our ceremony fixed, and it was time to decide on our guests. I have an aunt and uncle who love me like their real daughter in place of my deceased parents. After my father's death, they brought me lots of cooked meals as my mother was busy working all the time. They also kept me company when my mother was at work so I wouldn't feel lonely. Moreover, when my mother fell sick, they shared all her chores so that I wouldn't have to carry the burden by myself. Even when my mother's condition didn't improve and I was down, my aunt would gently encourage me, "It's okay, your mother is definitely going to get better." So Mary, you also believe and wait for her, okay? No matter how tough or painful things got, I was able to overcome them because I had my aunt and uncle by my side. That's why I wanted them to sit in the seats designated for family on the bride's side. To convey this, I visited my aunt and uncle's house after a long time. "Mary, congratulations on your marriage," my aunt greeted me with tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Auntie. So I was thinking I want you guys to sit in the seats designated for families at my wedding. Is that okay?" "Of course." Then my aunt brought out a big box. "Mary, why don't you open it?" Prompted by my aunt, I opened the box in front of me. Inside was a pure white wedding dress. The dress, made of beautiful silk fabric, had a perfect balance of elegance and cuteness. The décolletage was decorated with vibrant lace, and the silhouette was cleverly designed to form a beautiful A-line with cute flower embroideries on the hem. The size was smaller than usual, clearly made just for me. I loved the wedding dress at first sight. "Huh? Why this?" "Well, your mother, my sister, she made it." "What? Mom did that?" The wedding dress was handmade by my mother despite battling illness. She tirelessly stitched it together day after day, custom fit for my petite frame. She asked my aunt, "If Mary ever gets married, please give her this." This was a creation filled with all the love my mother could muster in her final days. "Mary, dear, you must wear this dress at your wedding. Your mother would be so pleased," said my aunt, her eyes brimming with tears and a tender smile on her face. Her heartfelt sentiment moved me to tears. "Thank you, Auntie. You've kept it safe all this time. I promise I'll wear this dress at my wedding. You have to come and see me wear it," I said, clutching my mother's handcrafted wedding dress, full of happiness as I returned home. Once home, I hung the dress on my bedroom wall and gazed at it intently. I was determined to make my wedding a success, wearing this dress in honor of my mother. That feeling only got stronger as the days passed. Then one day, disaster struck. When I returned home from work, the wedding dress that should have been hanging on my wall was gone. "What? It's gone? Why? I know I left it hanging right here." Panicking, I pulled out my phone to call the cops. Just then, my husband walked in the door. "Oh, Mary, what's wrong?" Seeing me in tears, he sensed something was amiss and rushed over to me. My dress is gone. I had it hanging right here. I think someone stole it," I said. My desperate plea elicited an unexpected reaction from my husband. "Oh, is that all?" "Huh? What do you mean, Thomas? Do you know something?" I asked hesitantly. My husband responded with a shocking revelation. "Of course I know. My sister says she's getting married soon and wanted to borrow your dress." "Huh? Yes, my sister asked if she could borrow your dress, and I readily agreed. She used the spare key from our mailbox to pick it up." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My husband lent my wedding dress to his sister without asking me. As I raged at him, he waved his hands dismissively as if it were no big deal. "Our wedding is still a while away, so it's not a problem, right?" Besides, my sister was thrilled. She's broke and was happy she wouldn't have to pay for a dress. Happy she wouldn't have to pay for a dress. I never gave permission for any of this. I was livid at his blatant disregard for my feelings. That dress was handmade by my mother specifically for me. Didn't I tell you that, Thomas? It's tailored perfectly to my size. Why would you lend it out without asking me first? Calm down. It's not like it's a one-time use thing. You can still wear it, so what's the issue? The issue? Why would your sister wear my dress before I do? No matter how you look at it, that's just wrong. Even after I explained why I was upset, my husband refused to apologize or even acknowledge his mistake. To add insult to injury, he let out an exasperated sigh. Mary, you're being too petty. Stop acting like a spoiled child, okay? Petty? Being upset about this makes me spoiled? It's something my mother made for me. It makes no sense for your sister to wear it before me. I'd reached my limit with his irresponsible comments. I'm going to your parents' house tomorrow to get the wedding dress back from your sister. Huh? Tomorrow is the day my sister's fiancé and his parents are coming to visit our parents' house. Don't interrupt them. Interrupt? You've got some nerve. Let me be clear, no matter what anyone says, I have no intention of letting your sister wear that dress. The next day, I took a day off work to see my sister-in-law. When I arrived at my in-laws' house, I could hear lively voices from the open front door. As I secretly stepped in and listened, I heard a man's voice. Wow, you made this dress yourself? That's amazing, Cynthia. Cynthia, my sister-in-law, responded in a humble tone. Oh, it's nothing like that. She was flaunting my mother's handcrafted wedding dress to her fiancé and his parents. It took me quite some time, but I really wanted to bring my dream dress to life and have a good wedding, so I ended up making it myself. At that moment, something inside me crumbled. Her dream dress? What a joke. That was something my mother made with love just for me. Before I even realized it, I was already walking towards them. I walked straight through the entrance and seized the wedding dress from my sister-in-law. This is mine, I shouted in front of everyone. Everyone present looked at me with surprised expressions. Whoa, Mary, what's happening all of a sudden? My father-in-law asked, flustered. Ignoring him, I stared sternly at my sister-in-law and revealed the truth to everyone. This dress is something my mother made for me. Your daughter stole it from my room without my permission. What? Everyone present was taken aback, their eyes wide with shock, except for my sister-in-law, who turned pale. Hey, Cynthia, don't tell me that's true, her fiancé questioned. No, it's not like that. This is really something I made by myself. Cynthia desperately tried to resist. Realizing the talk was going nowhere, I decided to question her. Why don't you try it on then? Since my mother made it to fit my size, I don't think it will fit you. My sister-in-law was taller and more toned than I was. There was no way she could pull off this dress, which was made to fit my petite frame. Hey, what are you doing? Finally, my husband appeared. My sister-in-law must have called him. His face was beet red with anger. Mary, what the heck are you doing? Are you trying to ruin my sister's wedding? What are you talking about? If anything, I'm the one who's about to have their wedding ruined, I retorted. We canceled our wedding, so give that dress to my sister. Huh? Cancel? That's right, we canceled it. My sister said she was strapped for cash. So we gave her the $50,000 we saved for our wedding as a gift. Since we aren't holding the wedding anymore, we don't need that dress, right? You let someone borrow my dress without asking, then canceled our wedding and gave away the $50,000 we saved up. Are you out of your mind? To him, our marriage was just something of little importance. I could feel myself falling out of love with my husband. As I fell silent, my husband, misunderstanding that he'd won the argument, opened his mouth again. Now you give that dress back to my sister right away. You have no objections about the cancellation, do you? Fine. Let's get a divorce then. Huh? Did you hear me? I said divorce. I don't want to be with someone like you who can trample on people's feelings without a second thought. Hey, wait a minute. Why do we have to get a divorce? That's ridiculous, isn't it? My husband started panicking. Any sane person would have seen this coming. He's just insane. Well, that settles it, I said as I tried to leave the place holding the dress. Hold on a minute. My sister-in-law grabbed the end of the dress with all her might. The dress tore in the process, becoming a pitiful sight. Looking at it, my sister-in-law and husband burst out laughing as if they couldn't contain themselves. Served you right. This is what happens when you mess with my sister. Yeah, really? If you just quietly lent me the dress, none of this would have happened. You brought this upon yourself, Mary. Tears welled up in my eyes, mixed with anger. My wedding being canceled was fine, but I wanted to keep this dress safe with me for my entire life, and now because of these worthless people, just then, my sister-in-law's fiancé stood up and slowly muttered, "Guess we're done too, huh?" Everyone was taken aback. Wait, you're joking, right? You're calling off our engagement? Why? In response to my sister-in-law's plea, her fiancé glared at her with a fierce look. Why? It's obvious, isn't it? There's no way I could marry someone who can do nasty things like this with no hesitation. No way. Even his parents seemed to feel the same way, showing quiet anger towards my sister-in-law's actions. Well, no more talk of marriage then. Her fiancé and his parents were about to leave. Just then, my sister-in-law burst in, frantically yelling, "Wait a minute. It's absurd to call off the engagement over something like this, right? Mom and Dad, you guys think so too, don't you?" Despite her pleas to her parents, it was too late. "Wait, Dad, Mom, why are you glaring at me?" Her father then shouted at her with full force, "Get out, you disgrace." Even my usually strong-willed sister-in-law started sobbing due to this overwhelming force. "You guys are so cruel. This is too much." "Stop crying. I don't remember raising a jackass like you. I'm not claiming someone who can be this dismissive of others' feelings as our daughter." But, upon seeing his sister crumbling in tears, my husband stepped in to intervene. "Dad, Mom, calm down. You don't have to blame my sister this much." "You too, Thomas? What? You're no better. How dare you disregard Mary's feelings? Leave this house with Cynthia, you foolish son." Probably never anticipating that he too would be disowned, my husband stood there, mouth agape. Then my mother-in-law came over to me, bowing her head in apology. "I'm so sorry, Mary. We were told that the dress was handmade by our daughter, and we just believed it. No, it's okay, but I can't continue living with Thomas anymore." "That's okay. It's our daughter's fault. You go ahead and live your life without worrying about it." Her words really hit home. My in-laws had always been very kind to me, so I felt a pang of guilt that things had come down to this, but I couldn't stay with Thomas anymore. "Mary, I'm sorry. I really am. We'll have a proper wedding. Just don't file for divorce yet." My husband quickly changed his tune the moment he was disowned by his parents. There was absolutely no chance of me getting back together with such a spineless man. "I will live my own life. I can live a happy life without you." Hearing this, my husband collapsed to his knees. After expressing my gratitude to my in-laws, I left their house. I packed my bags and headed to my aunt's house, where she was greatly surprised. However, in the end, she respected my feelings and welcomed me. As for that torn dress, my aunt mended the torn parts and my mother's dress regained its shine. Afterward, I asked for alimony from my ex-husband and we divorced. He had been secretly handing the wedding funds to my sister-in-law, so I was able to get a little more alimony. It seems that my husband and sister-in-law have been disowned by their parents and are now living together in a house we once shared. My sister-in-law, who had intended to become a housewife after marriage, had already quit her job and was now unemployed. Now my husband was single-handedly covering both of their living expenses. Next time, if I ever get another opportunity to marry someone, I want to make sure to thoroughly assess my partner. Then I will have a wonderful wedding, of course, wearing my mother's handmade wedding dress.